Oh, hello.
Hey, Travis. Hey, Kat.
Hello.
That worked out really well.
Scary timing.
Yeah, no doubt. So we're here. We're alive and well.
We are here.
We took some time off to try and figure some stuff out. I had some kind of personal stuff going on, and you have some career stuff going on, and
Here we are, North of Nerd Christmas edition.
Christmas edition, Game of the Year edition, also known as the Nintendo Copyright edition. Because the second we put this up on YouTube, it's gonna get flagged to the nth degree.
Nintendo wants us to make them some money.
They want their penances
They
and their.
told us.
They want their quibs and their doubloons and their.
This is where we are.
And here we are. So it's been a while. I think like you had mentioned in our first take of this, we bought the NES Mini.
And Dishonored 2.
And Dishonored 2, and we played Titanfall.
November 11th, and then I think we played...
I think it was Titanfall.
I don't remember, it was 2 months ago.
Yeah. A month ago. Month and a half ago.
Wow.
2 months sounds harsh. But then I went off to my wrestling thing. Yeah, exactly. I went off to my wrestling thing anyway. So yeah, here we are. Like Travis alluded, it's kind of going to be Game of the Year edition / Christmas edition / we don't entirely know when this is going to go up, so we might as well call it the Happy New Year's edition too. Because we're recording this between Christmas and New Year's, and I don't know. I'm night shift, so I don't know when I'm going to have time to actually work on the website and get things.
As of this recording, it is December 27th.
Yeah. So, and I'm working at least another 2 shifts, and going to have to sleep for 3 of them, 3 days straight. So, I don't know. Yeah. So, this may be a New Year's show at this point. Because, and the reason I say that is because I actually have to do a lot of work to the website. We switched over providers, let's say, or hosts from Squarespace. Not that Squarespace wasn't good. Like, I'm not going to sit here and bash Squarespace. It was too much for I think what we needed. And I found it. I mean, my only probably complaint about Squarespace is that like it was a bit slow. Like big articles with a lot of pictures took a long time to load up, and it was like okay, whatever. So we moved on to WordPress, and I somehow got wrangled into like getting my own hosting server, so I can do probably a lot more things now.
Oh.
So like, i.e., like the Sultans of Swing portion of the website could technically be a like subdomain.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, so like we can do a lot more with that kind of idea, and whatever else offshoot projects that can come from this kind of can have their own little house in our world instead of being just like on the main page kind of idea. So I'm looking forward to kind of tinkering around with that because that's going to be my first foray into kind of web hosting, I guess is a way of putting it, and I'm gonna have to learn all of that. But the main reason why we had to kind of go ahead and start playing, Travis. I mean, pick a game and go for it at this point. We're playing the NES Mini.
We got our hands on 2.
Yeah, a couple of them. Much thanks to Linda from EB Games.
For the North of Nerd offices. So here we are. We're
Studio
playing,
A and B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
there's 30 games.
It's the classics of the classics.
Selection's pretty good.
I mean, it's gonna sound weird to say, but like a game like Bubble Bobble is like one of the cool additions for me. Like it's a game I remember playing ad nauseum kind of idea.
I don't think I ever really played that one too much.
Yeah,
played a lot of this one.
I bet. So the reason behind the whole kind of shift from web hosts, web servers and whatnot else, and domain switches, which was a weird world in itself for me, is you're going away for 3 months due to some job switching kind of idea.
Taking a sabbatical.
Yeah.
From North of Nerds, taking a bit of a cleanse from video games.
Yeah, like a forced cleanse, but a cleanse nonetheless.
Yeah.
And we're obviously not going to go into too much detail about the actual change or anything, but the reality is you're not going to be here for 3 months starting in the new year, and I'm going to be left to my own devices.
You're left
let's say
holding the bag.
Yeah, so
we got some stuff in the works.
We do, and that's exactly it. And I think I'm gonna maybe like once, maybe even tomorrow when I have a bit of free time. Oh no, wait, I'm not. No, I don't have free time tomorrow because we're going. Me and my brother, we're going to go to that Game Changers thing at Science North.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My brother, cause my brother was like, "Is it still going?" He's like, "It's still going." He's like, "I heard they have VR there." I'm like, "All right, that'd be kind of fun to go to. Let's go do it."
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that tomorrow, seeing how he's in town. So, but yeah, so maybe like in my time off, I'm gonna put up another video, which I think is going to be the crux of like the video game portion of this website for the next 3 months, because I'm not going to sit here and talk for an hour and a half about the news. Like we do. Like the North and Nerd Show as we know it is not going to exist for about 3 months unless you come down for a weekend and we find time.
It won't be unlike the last 2 months.
But
we haven't done anything.
But there'll be content, quote unquote.
Yeah, no, there will be
right, like that. Like yeah. So I'm working towards like putting up a video of like my entire PS4 library, because for Black Friday I bought a 2 terabyte hard drive, and all of the games. All the games are now on my console.
Right.
But now I've gone to the point where I've actually maxed out the 2 terabyte. So any new addition to the roster, I need to cut some people.
Bless me.
So I think like part of the 3 months we'll be like posting a video and saying, here's all like the PS Plus games. Which ones do you, like put up almost like a poll on Facebook and say like, which ones do you want to see?
Well, we had Matt on our episode 9.
Yeah.
So I've been talking to him a little bit, and he'd be willing, because I know he started his own thing there for a little bit.
Yeah, he's got his own Twitch stuff and everything like that. Yeah. I watched his. I donated and watched his Extra Life for a bit. That was fun. He was playing Pokemon there. I think it was Pokemon. Was it Yu-Gi-Oh? I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I'm probably butchering that, but yeah, it was fun to watch him. Do it. And he did. He was playing the other day. He was playing Hitman the other day, and I was like, oh, Hitman's so good. And watching someone go through it for the first time. Yeah. Like. I think he was in Sapienza, so like watching him go through that gigantic like area, like it's just like, all right, good luck to you, because this one's kind of tough. Yeah. So it was fun to watch. Yeah, so he's good at that. He still plays Destiny and stuff like that. So it's kind of fun to go back and like without me playing it, watch him play Destiny.
So we can bring Matt on board while we're gone.
And so there's a bit of a rebrand of the website happening. So it's taking me a bit of time to get that going because of again me working night shift and not having that much time to do it. But so I'm basically transporting all like the links to all the YouTube videos and all the articles we had on the old Squarespace site. I'm kind of importing over kind of idea. So that's going to take about a good afternoon or so, a couple of Jack and Cokes, and just go to town on it kind of idea and just get it done. But yeah, so like content wise, I think I'm going to do more. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe doing a bit more like audio stuff, just audio straight stuff, like 30-minute kind of audio clips of like my sports recaps, like stuff that I started on the article side that kind of fell to the wayside when we were trying to concentrate on the video stuff. Yeah. I think I'm going to go back to that now that we know that we can do audio only stuff kind of idea. Yeah. So I'm thinking like it just almost like as like middle ground stuff to try and tide everybody over. There's a nice little countdown. I found this new little widget for the new website that has a countdown to your return. I think it's 68 days or something like that now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So dumb shit like that, and hopefully I'll try my best to get my basement back up and running. I should have the electricity running through it by next week or the week after when Jason shows up, and then we get the spray foam in hopefully like a week after that, and then I can move all my stuff back downstairs and have like a very proper
Jason
office
on the show as well.
Absolutely, friend of the show. So yeah, so a lot of changes, and that's kind of why we've been quiet, because we haven't really known what we were going to do with it for a while. So while you play old games,
let's talk about
new games. The 2016 of games.
Let's start with your top 5.
Top 5 of 2016. Okay. So other than the number 1, there's probably it's not in order. If that makes sense.
We'll start at number 1 then.
Really? The big reveal right away? Is that how we do?
I'm interested to know if we have the same one.
Okay.
No, you start at number 5.
Okay. So number 5 to number 2 is in no particular order. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Probably 1 and 2 are probably in very particular order. So 3 to 5 are not.
Put them in order.
Yeah. Titanfall 2 is definitely on my top 5 this year.
Okay.
I never thought I say this, but it's probably going to come up again at number 1. But I never thought I'd get back into like a quote-unquote regular first-person shooter ever again like I have with Titanfall. I know the Titans like add a bit of and the mobility is not like COD-like.
Yeah.
But I never thought ever again I would be back into a first-person shooter. You would die.
I did.
So yeah, the thing with the NS Mini is you have to, if you want to change games, you have to get up and press the reset button.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool little nostalgia piece, just like the short controller wire, but
We're actually playing with an extender. But
yeah, you got that for Christmas, and it's a godsend. Really, at the end of the day, right? Like, yes. So probably the best game from this generation. I know it's hyperbole, but it's high up there for me. But yeah, Titanfall 2, still getting used to the mobility. I'm good at it, but I'm still getting used to it. Or maybe like getting good at it is probably more of what I should probably say about that. But especially when we discovered that shotgun the other week, like that just kind of changed. Like it almost didn't reinvigorate, but it hyped me up even more.
So the Mastiff shotgun that shoots, I think, like 5 rounds horizontal.
Yeah, so it's got the spray.
Yeah, that's something else. I've since moved on from that.
Yeah,
one,
but I'm still in that mode. Yeah,
I've been playing with the flatline. No, Titanfall 2. I was thinking about it today. It was a lot of. I hark back to the fun that I had with Halo 2.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, Titanfall 2 is light years ahead of, in my opinion, Call of Duty and Battlefield. Battlefield 1
has its place.
Has me, has my interest peaked.
Yes.
But again,
it's just
like even compared to like this time last year with like Halo 5.
Exactly. Yes. Like, your opinions on that are very well documented at this point.
Yeah. So Titanfall 2 is definitely on my top 5 of the year. I think it's in a lot of people's top 1. Like,
yes, I feel like and
they've really outdone themselves.
Yeah, and as a PSA, just while we're talking about people's personal lists, and we've mentioned it in the last episode about Giant Bomb and those guys there, they started they started releasing their deliberations for Game of the Year, and including their funnier skit like playthrough video stuff.
Yeah.
They started yesterday with their day 1 of deliberations, and if you've ever been interested to understand why me and Travis like these people, watch those deliberation videos. They are passionate. They're willing to yell at each other to make their opinions known. Like it gets heated, but at the end of the day, it's all through respect kind of idea. And it's really like, and they did it in video form this year because their new podcast setup has video forms. Oh no,
I am terrible.
That was bad. Well, you blew that one.
I had nailed it before this video.
Yeah, without even thinking. Like you were even like a few steps away without drop. You threw it at the wall and it worked.
I'm under a tremendous amount of pressure right now.
So yeah, Titanfall 2, I think. Oh wow. Titanfall 2 is definitely on most. I think I'd be surprised to not see it on most people's like across the board.
Yeah.
Number 4 and or 3 or 5 for me is Oxenfree. Tiny, I don't want to say indie games. I'm not sure who actually published it, and I probably should have looked that up before I started this. But just what they do as far as the storytelling goes, and I think on one of the other episodes when I mentioned it, you likened it to Stranger Things in a very like succinct way, and I think like that's the draw. It's that teen angst, supernatural kind of excursion through an island that they think is haunted but isn't, but then like dumb stuff happens, and so yeah, like the dialogue choices in that game are fun in that it's not completely explicit which choice will get you the right answer or the intended consequence you want. It might piss off the person when you thought it would actually help them, kind of idea. So it's really well done in that sense. And maybe I started playing Life is Strange from Square Enix, which is another like almost like Walking Dead, like Telltale style of gameplay. And I'm really enjoying that, but I've only played the first episode, so I can't put it on my my list. The number 3 of the bottom, the third one in the bottom 3, we'll call it, is not one I've actually given thought to. And this may be an insane amount of recency bias, but Let It Die is kind of high up there for me right now.
Yeah. You were talking a lot about that the other day.
It's different, and not in just like, oh, it's Swery 51 making like Lollipop Chainsaw again, like different. I think he made that right. That was Grasshopper, right? Yeah. It's not just like, oh, it's different for different sake. It's a free-to-play game that doesn't seem to like throw down your throat that it wants you to pay money for things.
Yeah.
that it has an entire multiplayer aspect to it, aside from the actual single player side of it, that you go and like, so I'm part of Team Canada, and I can go raid other states, countries, like other waiting rooms, players in the waiting rooms, and if more and more of your team does it to a specific state, you will end up going to war with them, and then you will only be able to attack, last week, like Canada and California were at massive war, and I could only at one point attack people from California. It didn't give me a choice to go to Wisconsin or Great Britain or Russia. It was just like, no, you are at war with California right now. You will raid people from California, and it's just like, this is pretty cool. And then you can set, so it's permadeath, it's roguelike, and it's a tower climber.
Okay.
It's got everything in this game on top of the weirdness that Swery 51 is known for, and it's you blew it.
Yeah.
You blew it. And kind of like duck jump. Yeah. Oh, that was so close. So yeah, it just and it's not like just like, oh, climb the tower level by level. It's got secret like doors and entrances that open up. Like it's a labyrinth. It's not a straight shot upward. And when I discovered that last week, and it just like added another layer to like the permadeath aspect of it. Like I remember once I was pressed for time because I think I had to go to work, and I was like 3 levels away from the closest elevator that would get me immediately back to my waiting room. Because if you quit the game while you're not in the waiting room, it counts it as death. So your character dies, the items you have, the blueprints you have, everything like that goes with it. Kind of idea. So I had to go through 3 different levels of enemies, because the second you leave the level, the floor, their enemies respawn. So you don't just clear it, and then can like safely walk back. The second you leave it and you want to go backwards, you have to refight everything. I had no potions. I had 2 weapons left, and the weapons have durability. Armor has durability. Yeah. Like it's a very dense game for something that probably shouldn't be this dense. So like I say, it's probably recency bias, but I'm gonna put it in there just because I think people need to kind of maybe give it a shot, and I think this is gonna be my way of telling people to do that.
Yeah.
Kind of idea, because like it's not the normal it's not the normal free to play game. The only currency you buy are called death medals, and they're used to like purchase upgrades to your storage, or if you die in the battlefield, the insurance company comes up and asks you if you want to pay a death medal to revive you right then and there. So like if you're really invested in your character, you have a sweet blueprint that you want to bring back or whatever, that's where you may be able to like fathom maybe spending a bit of coins, real money coins, to, you know, like, and like there's a whole like surrounding aspect of it with Uncle Death, and that is really interesting. So I'll put that there. It probably shouldn't be yet, but I'll put it there just because I can't really think of a 5th one. I'm sure I'll think of one once you say something. Number 1 and number 2 were really hard to pick from. And I still do, like, I'm sure if you ask me like 2 weeks from now, I'll probably flip-flop it kind of idea. So I'll put number 2. I'll put Hitman at number 2. What a game. A game that was never had any right to be this good. They botched that, announcement. It was supposed to be a full-fledged game. $60. People started pre-ordering it digitally on the Sony store. Everything was going on. Then they all of a sudden, out of nowhere, refunded everybody their money and said, no, you can't pre-order anymore because we're going episodic. That obviously with like Telltale and all that, like episodic had a certain negative connotation to it at some point. And then it came out, and then what we got was like gigantic worlds to just run around in and do stupid shit with. And it was always like the gameplay is still Hitman, like we've known for the last 8 games or whatever games we've had since Absolution, Blood Money 1, 2, whatever, 4 games I guess. And the amount of fun they just allowed you to have in that game without the narrative thread exists, but it's only in cutscenes before and after the level.
Yeah.
And short of that, like without the narrative, it doesn't matter. Like the narrative really doesn't matter. It's just like almost an excuse to tie the levels together, to get to the end level, the Japan level. They bring you to different locales. They like the levels themselves are built exceptionally well, and they're all different. Paris is like a mansion where it's like everything's enclosed, and like walking into a specific room without the right outfit will get you like noticed and trespassed. Whereas Sapienza is this sprawling like Italian city, and it has a mansion inside where like only specific people are expected to be, but like the city itself is wide open.
Yeah.
Makaresh is Bangladesh, I think. And like there's a whole like Swedish consulate and like a civil war going on, so there's like just thralls of people in that one. Colorado is this compound of like rebels that you're expected to kill 4 different people on. It's not just one target, it's just here's kill 4 of these people while you're, and it's just like all it is like a bunker house and like open fields. And then Japan, you're not even allowed to bring weapons in. And it's just like figure it out kind of idea, right? Like, and it's just like, Japan is like this like holistic, like super expensive, like rich person hospital. Mm-hmm. So like the gowns that you wear are your key cards to get into doors. So you have to kill other or pacify other patients to get their gowns to access other areas, or you have no choice but to take out the security guard to be able to access certain areas. Like they did a really good job in like just like allowing you to do whatever. Mm-hmm. And then they added like the elusive target stuff, which here's like on a weekend, here's a target on a map, on one of the maps that you know. Go kill them. They give you a little briefing video, but it's not like when you do your Hitman Vision thing. Yeah. They don't show up red on the map. So you have to watch the video and see where they are, where they're walking at times, and just kind of pinpoint, like, you're just like, it's like, where's Waldo? Kind of idea, right? Of Hitman version. And those are super fun, and like you get one chance, and you can't save during it. So if you die, or if you press for time and you have to quit out, you don't get another chance at that elusive target. Kind of. And I think if you do 5, you get a reward. If you get 10, you get a different reward, like in the in-game rewards. Yeah. So it's really interesting in that. And then they release like 2 or 3 like extra story bits. Like one of them, the summer one, Gary Busey was the target. There was a choice between Gary Busey and another actor, and Gary Busey won out, and you were in Sapienza, and the whole point was you had to kill Gary Busey. The Christmas one, which was like brilliant in so many ways, is you have to kill Harry and Marv from Home Alone in the Paris mansion, because they've run away from America from a bunch of botched robberies and break-ins that they've ran over to Paris, and they start stealing stuff in the mansion.
Yeah.
And you can dress up like Santa Claus and kill them. There's a trophy, there's a challenge in that level, which is pacify Marv with a brick 3 different times, which is such a callback to Home Alone that's not even funny. I walked into a room, and I was telling a coworker this the other day. I walked into the room, a bathroom, and the water was already running. So in Hitman, you can turn on the faucet, let it run, hide in the corner. It'll trigger like a guard or something, say, hey, what's going on? They'll walk in, then you can pacify them and take their... And it's like an easy way to get a new outfit.
Yeah.
Well, I walked into the bathroom, the water was already running. And I was like, I know I'm tired, but like, did I do this? Like, did I forget that I did this? It took me like to the next day to realize that it was Marv who turned the faucet on because he's the wet bandit. And I was just like, that's so good. Like, you guys took so much time and effort to like... And so like, IO... and Square Enix have done a really good job with it. They've already announced season 2 for it, and it's really cool that they're gonna charge me for it, obviously, but it's not gonna be a new app. Mm-hmm. It's gonna load straight into the season 1 app kind of idea. So it's all gonna be in one place, and everything's gonna carry over. And if you don't buy season 2, like even to this day, like season 1 is done. Like they're done that story. They're done development for season 1. They're still releasing elusive targets for season 1. That, like, so, you know, like, so there's still, I think they appreciate the fans kind of throwing it out there, like saying like, this was what you guys did was cool. Yeah. So I think they're really throwing it back at them and saying like, thank you kind of idea. They're really taking care of us. And number 1 is Overwatch. It's like, again, like I said, like when I was talking about Titanfall, like again, first person shooter. I never thought I'd get back into one.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd get back into a storyless, I say like at first meaningless, kind of like here's a cartoon character, go kill things aspect of it. I never thought I'd get into that, but then you start watching like the shorts that Blizzard released, and then you start like
you got me on those, and I watched a bunch.
Like the whole lore behind it, right? Like yes, the Overwatch was supposed to be a full-fledged game with a story. I get they had them back. They already had the background for the lore, but like when they released in small snippets like that, and you understand some of these characters like motivations behind it, almost like it's like all right, it adds a lot to it, and just. I think Overwatch, for me, it came out of nowhere. It's just this cartoon shooter that... And I remember when it first came out, like, people were like, oh, the hitboxes suck, this isn't a real shooter. And, like, the other side was that it's not supposed to be. This isn't COD or Titanfall or Battlefield.
Yeah.
The headshots are the headshots only because they are. Like, don't treat it like a real shooter and just play like you're supposed to play this game kind of idea. And I'm glad that, like, that side of it... And I know Blizzard does a lot of work in tweaking a lot of stuff, and like Hanzo's hitboxes are still obscene, in my opinion. Like that guy could just shoot an arrow like 3 feet away from me, and it seems like it's a headshot kind of idea. Like, but I think that's just Hanzo is Hanzo, because I think otherwise I don't think Hanzo is a useful character. He needs that wider range of target to actually do something with it. But finding a new character, learning them, and then like succeeding with them.
Yeah,
is probably the coolest gaming moment of the year for me. Like, I started the beta with Reaper, and because it was a simple guy. It was a shotgun, close combat, double shotgun style of shooter that I could associate with. Soldier 76, kind of like the second person in that group.
Yeah.
And then as I started playing the game more and more and more, it's like, okay, like, I want to change up my, like, Reaper's fun, but, like, let's change it up. What's this Junkrat guy?
Yeah, you went to town with Junkrat.
And I've all of a sudden, like, it's like, this isn't a shooter. It's not a shooter. It's a whole other realm of thing.
It really is. Like, Overwatch, I mean, spoiler alert, is also going to be the game of the year. And, you know...
Yeah. And, like...
I mean, I had no real experience with MOBAs either.
Same here, for the most part, right? Like, I've tried Dota once.
Yeah.
Like... I got a cursory look, and that was about it. So, like, the whole concept of lanes and, like, stuff like that was... Like, I understand the concept of choke points.
Like, even at a fundamentally basic level with your team, even with most people don't communicate.
Yeah, like, the PS4, like, the PS4 version, I don't know how the Xbox One is, or, like, I know PC's a bit more vocal because you can type quicker kind of idea, but, like, people seem to be okay with not being able to chat and still understand the concept of what we're seeing.
Yeah, and I mean, I really like the changes that they made too.
Yes.
In the last little bit, where like you can't have 5 Reinhardts anymore in quick play. You can go into like the
arcade mode. Yeah, the arcade, and that was a cool addition too. The arcade mode is like, have you tried the 3v3 like elimination?
No.
It is kind of intensely fun, because like you're 3 people, you get to pick whoever you want, and it's a best out of 5. And once you die in that round, you're screwed, and you just regenerate and pick a new character if you want, or stay with the same one and go at it again. And it's in that new Antarctica level, and it's really fun. Excite Bike. This is special right here. Nosedive.
It's no trials.
This paved the way for trials. But yeah, like, and then like going from Junkrat to Mercy. And learning how to be a healer and a useful healer.
Yeah.
And, like, people, like, finding out that, like, Lucio can actually be used offensively and not just as a healer.
Yeah.
Or finding, like, his concussive thing, you can push people off the map. And then moving on to Winston for a bit, and I couldn't get a handle for Winston, so I moved on to D.Va. And then, like, started wrecking with D.Va for a while. And then finding the hardest character that I found that nobody was playing for a while in Zarya. And, like, taking, like, a good month to, like, understand how to use... Like, it was, like, I put myself in a challenge mode and said, like, you will understand how to play this and you will succeed at it. And it was just, like, it was exceptionally oddly rewarding.
Yeah.
kind of idea. And that's what that game does well without forcing you to do anything. You can create your own kind of fun with it.
Yeah.
Without the game telling you to do anything.
Well, yeah, and I think I think I know what you're saying there is like you change your character up a bit and then you get really good with someone else and it makes the game almost like new again.
Yeah, precisely. It's exactly it, right?
That's
like,
what it was for me. Like for a long time, I used
you wavered off of it. Like you played it for like a month and then you're like the progression aspect of things it wasn't clicking with you, right? Because there is no progression, right?
Yeah.
And I think you were having a hard time with that for a bit. But I think, like you said, like you went away from that specific character you were playing, which I can't remember who it was at the time, but then you went to like, I think it was Lucio, and all of a sudden like it clicked for you.
Yeah. For a long time I used him. I was, as far as healers go, I was using Mercy, and then I'm like, well, this isn't really like...
Mercy's tough because if you don't have your teammates protecting you, it kind of sucks.
Whereas Lucio, you can kind of defend yourself for a bit. Plus you're healing more than one person at a time, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So... Yeah, no.
All right. So now that I've ruined your talking point on Overwatch, what are your top 5?
Well, you haven't ruined my talking point. Overwatch, we could talk about Overwatch.
I mean, we could pretty... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
So, number 1 is obviously Overwatch.
Yeah.
Again, like, there's nothing else quite... Well... Battleborn and other MOBAs, but I mean, Overwatch really... I think Blizzard just stood Overwatch apart with, like they obviously loved their characters.
Yes.
They were bothered to create backstory for them and really get people into the lore, like behind Bastion and Soldier 76.
That Bastion video is like tearjerker.
That's what I mean,
almost, right?
Like,
really,
like they stepped it up, and you could tell, like, man, I hope they do an Overwatch 2 or something, because this is just...
Yeah, like I don't expect them to be done with it in any way, shape, or form.
No, of course they won't be, but, and just the way that, like, they've supported the game...
Even just like in the tweaks and patches and stuff, right? Like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like okay, like our data showing that way too many people are using Zarya offensively, right? So let's tone her down. Like I still use her and I still do get kills, just not like 25 every match, kind of idea. Like now I'm forced to use my shield and shield other people because I know that my gun isn't as strong as it used to be, where I can just clear a room, kind of idea, right? So like nice. So yeah, like they've done a really good job of understanding usage of characters, kind of idea, and to credit, that's Blizzard being Blizzard. Like tell me that World of Warcraft or Diablo doesn't have like 8,000 layers of patches, right? Like, well, it's what they know.
Yeah, and like now that you've mentioned Diablo a little bit, like playing Blizzard and when like the Blizzard logo comes up, like, I get excited like for their other games even.
Yeah.
Like, and then like I never thought I'd be getting back into Diablo, but they're bringing back the Necromancer, right?
I know.
I can credit Overwatch for
that
getting back into like Blizzard games.
Like that brand recognition is still there, kind of idea, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point, because I remember you mentioning that they I think it's official that he's back already. And it's just like Necromancer.
In the new year, they're releasing another expansion, I think.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, like, and it's like Necromancer was the character I played into. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't play any other character in Diablo, and it was just like I was bummed when like the Witch Doctor was like that version for me in 3, and it was just like I don't like him as much. Like, it's not like there's the. But yeah, like when I read that, I was like, okay, I guess I gotta go pick up Diablo 3 again. You know what I mean? Like it's almost, and that's kind of, actually kind of subconsciously, I think that's why I want to go and have that little like, let's clear out Eric's hard drive like series, because I know that like Diablo is one of those games that I want to have back, kind of idea. Like Blizzard is really good at what they do. A lot of hardcore people will obviously, hey internet, stop being so negative. You know what I mean? Like just in general, like, Blizzard has its faults. They're not the best. They will never be the perfect. I mean, but don't hate. Yeah. They try. They try harder than a lot of companies do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, don't.
No, it's so true.
Like they care about what they put out. If not for very nice. If not for yes, Diablo 3's release was a bit off, but I think they've made up for it now, tenfold.
Yeah.
So like, chill out on the fact. Yes, and that's the only argument I ever hear about Blizzard is like, yeah, well, Diablo 3's release was so shit. We're like 3 years removed from that now, and look at the game now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, chill. Really, you go right straight to freaking metal?
Yeah, man.
Ugh, this level is the worst. Yeah. So, any closing comments on Overwatch as far as like your personal?
I don't think so.
Okay. Number 2 and or 5 and or 4 or 3. I don't know if you're actually ranking these in order specifically or.
The Witcher 3.
Okay, yeah.
Blood and Wine.
Yeah. Oh, Blood and Wine. Okay, that's a good point because
Yeah, the game's was 2015.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, Blood and Wine was the expansion. Yep.
I'm gonna die. Anyways,
that's pretty standard for this level.
I really don't want to get up to hit reset again.
Here, give me the control. You can talk.
You dead?
No, you did. So yeah, what about Blood and Wine? Because I've heard this from like everybody. Like Blood and Wine is like basically Witcher 3 again, kind of idea. Like,
yeah, I mean it's supposed to be an expansion. And it is just an expansion.
Yeah,
I used air quotes for just. But like you look at, not to rag on Destiny, but you look at some of Destiny's expansions, and it's like, well,
what is this?
Like The Witcher's expansion is like an entire game.
Exactly.
That I paid $24.99 for, and it's an entire game.
Yeah.
Like, it's bigger than some entire games.
That's exactly right. Exactly. Yeah.
Like, there's no other way to put it other than like CD Projekt Red really loved their fans, and it shows.
Exactly. Right.
And like I to be honest, like I haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
But that's because it's so huge.
That's a testament to its actual size, right?
Quests to do and things to do, and I mean, it's sort of, I don't want to say polarizing for the fans, but it's a bit of a shock to go from like the main game, which was dark and gloomy, and you know, NPCs hate the sorceresses and witchers, and they hate people who are different, and I mean, without getting into a commentary about
and I got
things
that
today,
exactly,
you go to this new land. I even forget what it was called.
Fair enough.
What is it called?
No, we need to know this.
You go to this new area.
The land of blood and wine.
Yeah. Toussaint.
Okay.
Toussaint.
Toussaint. Fair enough, yeah. Pronunciation notwithstanding,
You go there, and like everything's much more colorful.
Even the box art, I feel like, is like
happy. Like, everything you know what I mean? About it is like pleasing.
Exactly.
And then you get there, and like there's knights, and there's nobles, and you would think that you'd be looked down upon, but you're not.
Okay.
Like, everyone kind of is like happy that
you're around.
Witcher's there.
No shit. Okay, yeah.
And then it's Geralt, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's the Witcher.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's just so good. Like everything about that's like, I want to play that whole game again.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what I'll probably end up doing this summer. But it's so good, and the first expansion was, again, it was content heavy, but it wasn't as heavy as the second one. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, you're
like,
it's just that
just
good,
sit here
right?
and gush about it.
Exactly.
They've really done right by their fans.
Eat it. Yeah, exactly. And then like Witcher, like Titanfall, has gotten such critical acclaim from like everybody.
I think you can kind of thank CD Projekt Red for. I feel like they've really changed not the face of the industry, but companies are sort of realizing
the mindset
now,
of
like, oh wow, we get so much more goodwill
by releasing free DLCs.
People will be more apt to forgive us for our stupid decisions.
Yeah.
And I think a few companies have since released some DLC for free.
Yeah.
Like maps and stuff.
Yeah, and Titanfall's entire business model is free.
Yeah.
You know, and it's interesting in that sense because, say 2 years ago, even not that far away, DLC was being jammed down our throats.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too because we were talking about I moved recently. We bought a house, so I was moving all my old gaming magazines, and I was flipping through some of them. And there's an official Xbox magazine from 2009, and in one of the articles is 2009, the year of DLC, and it's you have no idea.
Yeah, we're just on the cusp here, right? Yeah. But I think and for me and people. I reputable gaming people have said it out loud too. Mass Effect 3 was almost the biggest offender of that. The whole Prothean DLC debacle.
Well, I feel like we talked about this on another shows, but I mean, just for rehashing 2016. I can't believe EA did that.
I know.
Where
the character that everybody would want to play.
And I mean, they obviously knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
The character that everyone would want to know about.
A new story thread.
They want to play his story mission. Yeah. They want to have him in the squad. What was it? A $15 deal? I feel like it was maybe more.
I think it was $50. It was
at least $15.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. It was day one.
Yeah.
It was you could pre-order.
However, if you bought the collector's edition, you got it.
Yes, you did.
Quote unquote free. But.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then and some people who didn't again, I think Brad Shoemaker is on record as saying this, he didn't get the chance to play Mass Effect 3 when it came out. So his experience with Mass Effect 3 was with all the DLC.
Yeah.
And he's so to him, he doesn't understand any of the complaints. Because the DLC ties the game so well together that there is no complaint to be had. That's where we were when it came to DLC. It was stripping away stuff.
That was what, 2012?
I feel like that was the case,
and that was, I think, at the height of when games were
monetization of everything, right?
Games were launching incomplete.
Exactly, yeah.
And you were being charged really for the remainder of your game.
Precisely, yeah. What in 2016 and 2015 and whatever else. When people are saying they're giving us stuff that should have been in the game, you might not know what we went through 5 years ago or whatever, but this is nothing. A piece of story content that is completely on a secondary character's aspect of it is not story content. Is not game breaking kind of stuff, right?
No, exactly.
And it goes to CD Projekt Red. Ubisoft has inherently been okay about it. Watch Dogs 2 had their season pass. They had the
I even feel like season passes are kind of going.
They're not. The last one I think that got some kerfuffle was Fallout's when they raised the price on it.
Gears got a little bit hammered.
Yeah, but season passes don't hold because I think the idea behind the season pass from the consumer aspect of it is what am I actually getting out of it now? People are actually asking that question now instead of going, okay, you're going to give me everything, sure. Now it's no. What are you giving me for it? And then they can make an informed decision based on that, right? And then purchase it or not, and whatever situation. So wrestling 2K. 2K is notorious for this. Okay, the season pass will get you this stuff, but this stuff isn't part of the season pass. Okay, cool, all right. The wrestling games are infamous for that. It's just I want this wrestler. Just throw him in the season pass, please. Yeah. Don't be a jerk. All right. But yeah, CD Projekt Red, they're awesome because they do things, quote unquote, the right way. And that's why they get $7 million from the Polish government to continue making games. Yeah. Because the Polish government sees it as an art form, as investment in the people, because CD Projekt Red has done good work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a surprise. Mm-hmm. It's $7 million to go R&D tech for Cyberpunk 2077. You know, like, that's cool. Yeah. And without the goodwill, and without Witcher 3 being as massive as it is because of that goodwill, that doesn't happen. So, yeah, Witcher 3. Or Blood and Wine, I should say. The full-on expansion.
Full game DLC.
Is your number 2 game of the year. So I could probably guess what number 3 is at this point.
Well, go on.
Dishonored 2.
Yeah.
If it wasn't number 2, I was going to say it's number 3. So, okay. So I've heard people say the story's a bit kind of wooden in this one. In that, like, the delivery from the characters is kind of just blah. But
sure.
Tell me why you like it so much. How about we go back to the positive side of it?
The biggest strength of the first one was going out of your way and finding new paths.
Okay,
and finding new areas, reading the texts, and getting lore that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're looking at, if you really go out of your way.
Yeah.
They've really created an entire world.
Okay.
Not dissimilar from, like, Game of Thrones. Like,
it's
pretty deep.
Okay,
like
it's got some depth.
Involved.
Yeah, exactly. Involved. I like that word. Yeah, it's a good word. Oh, crap.
With that said, I like what they tried to do with, you can either pick Emily.
Yeah.
And you get her power set.
Yeah.
Or Corvo, who is protagonist.
The standard hero.
In the first game, he wasn't voiced at all. It was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just he was the silent protagonist,
that's right.
And then like with this one, he's got a voice.
They went with the Fallout theory of.
Yeah. So I mean.
For better or worse, I guess.
Is the voice acting worse than, like, let's go back to The Witcher? Well, yeah. Is it worse off than even a BioWare game? Well,
okay, that's I can see where you're going with that.
Sure. Is it wooden? I find I beat the game as Emily.
Yeah.
I found her voice acting and, like, the story, like, let's call a spade here. Like, Dishonored 2 is meant to be played from Emily's perspective.
Yes, and
it really is.
Yeah, like the Corvo side of it is almost not.
Is a bonus.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
but like if you're looking at like strictly canon,
exactly, it is Emily's
like how it's
story.
Supposed to be played. Yeah. Like it's from Emily's perspective.
Yeah, that's the majority of people have said that. Yeah.
So I've started playing as Corvo. I'm about the 3rd mission in.
Okay. And are they completely different, or is it like they're in the same building doing different things?
So far, it's pretty well the same.
Okay.
I mean, the way that you interact with characters is different.
Gotcha.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, because, I mean, they're reacting to Corvo versus Emily.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Other than that, like,
it's same. Is it the same mission?
So far, it's pretty similar.
Okay, yeah. But that's just because the story's saying so. Like it's.
I played Emily's.
The narrative.
A low
storytelling here.
Low chaos.
Okay, nice.
If I had to kill somebody, I did. But if I could get away with not killing somebody, I did.
Yeah.
With Corvo, I'm playing clean hands,
okay.
Totally non-lethal,
like
100% non-lethal.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the story changes.
Unfolds.
That way.
The rat's back in this one.
The rats.
Like if you go, I guess you wouldn't know because you're not playing death murder. So I guess you wouldn't know if the rats are showing up or not. Eh?
Oh, so this is another thing that they've sort of layered into the game is like in the first one, like the more you killed, the darker the world got, and the more non-lethal you were, like the less dirty and grimy the world was. With this one, the heart that you could listen to people's like darkest secrets.
Yeah.
When you point it at a guard, let's say, oh, this guard, he's doing what he has to do to feed his family, and
they're giving him like sympathetic backstories.
They're giving him backstories.
Exactly, yeah.
So like, if you kill that guard,
their family dies.
The world will get darker because the
economy has collapsed. Like that person's economy, that family's economy has lost.
Like you've taken away the breadwinner, and now that family's going to starve to death. Yeah, of course it's going to get darker. But if you listen to, like, if you point it at someone and it's like, oh, this guy's real ne'er-do-well, like, he's a total, like, shitbag.
Yeah, he's a scrote for all scrote purposes.
And you kill him, well, the world might get cleaner.
Is it like an absolute, or is it like a?
I didn't play with it too
Okay,
much.
okay, because that would be interesting. If like even if you kill the bad person, it's still a terrible thing.
Yeah. So, but that is a thing. Like,
that's cool.
I've
Okay, that's
like,
pretty neat. That's pretty neat.
It's like these guys are really in my way, so I'll pull out the heart, and it's like, okay, well I better not kill. I better find another route.
You become like you become your own like
you feel
thinker, right? Like yeah.
Like, I actually thought twice, like, man.
I really don't know.
And then so much easier just to, like, I'm making a stabbing motion right now.
That's pretty cool. Like, so it plays on your the player's emotion. That's pretty neat. Yeah. How's the time, like, that time warp stuff? Or is that even existent? Because I heard, like, you know how, like, you can change, like in the E3 trailer, they had, it was, like, you're in the mansion, and it's, like, desolate, like, it's destroyed, but then you have to go back to, like...
So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. That's one mission that you get that device.
Okay.
And so it's sort of like I might be remembering it wrong, but you have like this orb thing, but then you can, or like it's a pocket watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then you push a button and like these things like fan out of it.
Yes.
And it's a mirror, and then you can see...
It's a glass, right? Like, it's a glass mirror, yeah.
And when you look through it, you can see what it looked like.
Yeah.
This is an item that, as far as I know, with the Emily playthrough, because I haven't got this far yet with Corvo.
Okay.
Is... what was I saying? What am I even talking about?
Like, it's like one mission.
Yeah,
kind of like,
so
it's not
I don't know if
if
that item goes beyond that mission. I don't think it did.
I feel like I feel like I've read that that's it, which is weird.
That is the single coolest video game level I think I've played in a long time.
Okay.
Like, so, and then with a push of a button, so long as where you were trying to flop between time periods, so long as like the area wasn't blocked, you could like I got detected by guards and they all started rushing me.
Gotcha.
So I pulled it out and I like went back in time.
Okay.
So then they weren't there anymore.
Nice.
So then I can move on to another area and hide and then teleport back. So the guards are still looking for me, but they don't know that I've appeared somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You've transposed yourself, right?
Yeah. So, that mission and the mission with the Clockwork Mansion.
Okay.
Were like super cool. So the Clockwork Mansion was like you could go to different areas and
80s platforming.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You could push a button and then the entire room would change. Like everything would shift.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because of the way that that inventor guy like created his mansion was like you could push a button and a thing would shift away. So
so
I actually got the achievement because I played it on Xbox.
Okay.
I got the achievement for beating that mission without shifting his mansion at all.
Okay, that's kind of okay. So that's
so I wasn't. You don't get detected by him either.
Oh.
So as soon as you push that first button and you shift the first room,
yeah,
he's aware that you're in his mansion.
Okay, gotcha.
But if you don't do that, if you can get out of that first room, and for anyone who's wondering about how to do that, there's a window. There's a window at the top. You shoot an arrow through it, and then you can. It's not far reach for Emily. You could.
Okay.
Blink basically up and out of that area, and then you can.
You're free roaming at that point.
And then you're like crawling around the different areas of that mansion.
That's cool.
But cool. But anyways, coming back to the whole mechanic, that time shift mechanic of the, I think it's the second or third last mission.
Nice. That'll work.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you wish it would be really more of it.
Giddy.
Yeah. Or does it
I
have
liken it back
to
a Link Between Worlds where you go through the cracks and you're like flip flopping.
Yeah.
Between like the light and the dark worlds. It's obviously not light and dark worlds. It's like you're flipping between time.
Yeah, it's time.
And then like the way that the puzzles were. I mean, you could put two and two together. It's like if you change something in the past, then in the present,
something will be different, right? Yeah.
Like there are certain instances where I had to like push stuff over. And go back to the present
to have
and then the thing would knocked over.
Exactly. Yeah. Get your weapons ready.
Back to your question about the rats. It's not so much rats, but as the world gets darker, there's those. They're like blood flies.
Oh, okay.
So it's like flies. They do the same thing. They
same principle.
Munch at you and
Huh. All right. That works.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
narratively, okay.
Some of the delivery,
but the gameplay surrounding it is just so good that it kind of forgives it. Basically, is the long story of that, right? Like,
I'm gonna say if they do a Dishonored 3, they're gonna have to step up their game because this was more of the same.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so we're in Far Cry territory at this point. In that,
it's not a criticism. Like they made enough changes that I felt fresh. Again. And that's kind of why I played Emily first, was to see the new powers.
I think people would have probably all agree with you on that. Yeah, exactly. They probably all did it the same way.
Yeah, I would even say if they were going to do a Dishonored 3, get away from Corvo and Emily. And you could even, like... I have a feeling there's more DLC coming.
Okay.
Because I won't spoil it for anyone, but... Dowd from the first game, who you got to play as in the DLCs for the first game, he gets an honorable mention where a certain character leaves and goes looking for him.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they have a DLC.
He shows up
and he shows up, or even if he's the main character.
Exactly, he's the playable
for the third game. Yeah. That would be pretty cool. But it'd be just as awesome to get a whole new character and a whole new part of the world.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like they built that world in a way that like allows them to have different worlds.
I think it'd be cool to like even get like, because the overseers are big again.
Exactly.
In this one, have the outsider mark an overseer, and like narratively like have that right? Have the dichotomy of this fanatic.
Exactly.
Because the overseers are like religious fanatics.
Yes.
And they hate magic. Give one of them magic.
Exactly. And then work within, right? Exactly. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So, Harvey Smith, if you're listening, I'm willing to come on board and help you with some narrative.
Meadow Cat. Unless you're not done.
No, gushing about Dishonored. So far we talked about The Witcher and Overwatch, Dishonored. I'm trying to think of what else I played this year. Doom.
Good call.
Doom.
Yeah. Still on my list of must play kind of idea.
Yes, you should play that. Yeah. Everyone should play that.
Yes, that's kind of like the overarching theme on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The game that never should have been is good. The game of the year for most.
And well deserved.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Bethesda gets 2 games on. Arcane Studios with Dishonored. Bethesda published it, and. Doom. I mean, if you haven't played it, what are you thinking? You should.
I have it. It's installed. The disc is ready to go. I think once we go through like what if you find your 5th, I think the overarching theme is this year was really good for video gaming.
It was.
Like an embarrassment of riches on so many levels. Like I didn't even mention Darkest Dungeon. Which is a game, to me, is, like, the game for me that, like, didn't surprise me because I knew what it was, but, like, that should have been on my list. But just, I couldn't put it on there. Like, they just didn't have room on a top 5. Mm-hmm. It probably hovers close to 5. If not, like, you could probably interchange it with... But, like, that Oxenfree game is so worth a mention. And maybe that's the argument, that's where Let It Die gets slid out for Darkest Dungeon. You know what I mean? Like, but like, yeah, this year has just been insanely good for good video games. I'm sure there were some bad ones. Don't get me wrong. For sure of course there are. But I feel like the good ones were in such great number this year that it's like I start like on the drive here, I was thinking about what next year's bringing. And other than Horizon Zero Dawn, what else?
Zelda.
Yeah, and Breath of the Wild. Those are the 2 that I came up with. What else?
The only game on the horizon for the Wii U.
Well, arguably.
Because everything gets...
Who knows at this point? They might pull a Twilight Princess at this point. And, like, I'm sure there'll be games that will surprise us and that we will play ad nauseum when it comes time. But, like... Other than Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda, like, I am not looking forward to any. Like, there's nothing on my radar unless I'm super missing something kind of idea. And so, like, it goes back to, like this year, I remember, like, I need to jump in time. Like, always going, like, man, I need this game. Man, I need this game. Man, I want this game. Man, I want this game. And it was, like, always in preparation for it to come out. Oh, and for me specifically, like, in March, South Park kind of idea is on my radar.
Yeah.
Like, I pre-ordered it kind of idea because Amazon had it for, like, $50 kind of idea on a pre-order. And it's like, all right, or maybe Walmart, I can't remember which one it actually was, but, like, so it's pre-ordered and I get the free copy of Stick of Truth. So it's like, yeah, okay, why not?
Well, no-brainer, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, for the new console, not my PS3. So, like, that's pretty neat. So, like, but, like, there's not much on my radar. And we're a week away from 2016. Like, we're a week away from the spring release cycle to start. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. And, like, whereas this year is just, like, every week. Not even in the fall, like, summer and springtime. Like, with, like, it just, like, everything was always coming. And it never stopped.
That's what she said. For my 5th, I'm probably going to have to say I really enjoyed Recore.
You did, eh?
I liked it.
Yeah?
Even with the repetition and everything. No, it was...
Interesting, okay.
Took me back to my Metroid Prime days.
That's fair.
I really
fair.
liked it. Yeah, I mean... It's a new IP. I hope Microsoft runs with it. It was cheaper than most.
It was a
games,
$49 release, right? Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, even with its shortcomings, you can't be too upset.
It was a budget title. Like, it showed its budget after a certain point, kind of idea. Yeah.
But it was fun. Like, I haven't played a platformer like that in a long time, and I was due for one. And the fact that it was a new title and IP and everything like that, it was a lot of fun. It was awesome, and some honorable mentions.
Oh yeah, by all means, for sure.
There's a game on Steam came out this year, yes. Halcyon 6. Halcyon. Halcyon. It
the worst.
Starbase Commander. It's if you're a Star Wars, Star Trek fan, definitely go for it. Like, it's a lot of fun. You control, like, your fleet of ships.
Okay.
And then each ship is its own, like, class type ship. So you have, like, an engineer who's in command of, like, an engineering ship.
Yeah.
And then you can actually combine your ship's abilities.
Like, you can stack them kind of like multiply, like,
exactly.
Differentiate the,
and then you can go down on the planets and stuff and have, like, away teams and stuff.
Oh, okay. So it is a bit more than just space combat?
Yeah.
Neat. Okay.
I think it is. It's been a while since I've, like, fired it up.
Okay.
If you lose a ship, I'm pretty sure it's permadeath.
Permadeath, eh? Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that one I've been playing a little bit. What else for honorable mentions? You really liked Darkest Dungeon. I keep looking at it, but I can't bring myself to pull it.
No, I think Darkest Dungeon is one of those games where, like, you will sit down on my console and play it and, like, get a feel for it and see if you truly do like it, kind of idea, right? Like, I think it's one of those types of games that you need to rent it before you kind of buy it in that scenario, because it is not a complex game, but it has some machinations in it that I fucking hate this goddamn level. It has its.
You could always hit that reset button.
I think it's probably time and just put it. And this is the cool part about the NES Mini. Is it'll automatically.
Yeah, you could put a suspend point.
So I don't even. So now I'm in that terrible. I mean, why would I ever want to play at that exact spot ever again? But sure.
Gears of War 4, we played a little bit of that together. We did a whole show around that. I mean, they had big shoes to fill. Coalition Software, or whatever their title is.
Yeah.
They proved that they can do a Gears title.
For
and
sure.
Now it's time to evolve that.
Exactly. Yeah.
For Gears 5, it's time to, like, okay, let's
push the limit here, right? Exactly.
Let's get creative, and I feel like they played. And there's nothing wrong with playing it safe, but.
Okay. So I kind of forgot how to play this game. I thought it was Ah. Dead. I hate the float. Forgot about the float. No!
But yeah, no, Gears 4 was pretty fun. Enjoyed it immensely, and
yeah. Me Darkest Dungeon. Trying to think. I should just go through my trophy list at this point and kind of figure it out. But like, I feel like there's one specific that I cannot like for the life of me think of right now, and it's kind of killing me right now.
I feel like this was the year of indie too. There's quite a bit of like I Am Setsuna. I don't know if that's even indie, but it's
like exactly again. Yeah, like I think we're at a point where like that indie moniker is almost passé. You know, like
seems like everybody
small downloadable titles are not indie.
Owlboy
had
really
a lot
good,
of a lot of buzz around
PC
it
right now.
Yeah,
I'm told it's coming to console.
I feel like
I'll
is
get
the
that
case.
one.
Yeah, that looked fun.
What other one was I thinking? Salt and Sanctuary was good.
You bought that, yeah.
Dark Souls style. Did Mad Max come out this year? I had a lot of fun with Mad Max.
I feel like that was a spring release.
March, I want to say.
Yeah, I feel like that was,
your typical sort of, like Red Faction, Grand Theft Auto, like the way that the map is set up.
Precisely,
like,
yeah.
Over there, you're driving around.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was an awesome game. I loved Mad Max.
You want to play a different game?
Yeah. Okay. I'm all like tangled up here.
Yeah, we're all kind of just around there. There you go. Yeah, and then I'm going to go through my trophy list right here. There. On psnprofiles.com. Shout out. Of course you didn't log me in. I'm trying to think. Oh, yes. Okay, the one that I actually platinumed recently. Jazzpunk. What a weird game that was.
I've never even heard of
it. It came across my radar because it was a thing it was released on PC. And Jim Sterling had part of voice acting in it, so he was like super upfront about it. Like, and that's why I remember it so much, because he was so upfront about the fact that he was part of it, But yeah, that was a weird like first-person shooter, like puzzle-solving game kind of idea, and it was neat. It was funny. It was weird. Like it's one of those games like you know how like I have the penchant to like lean a bit odd when it comes to stuff and appreciate really that stuff kind of idea. That was that kind of game, like on the nth degree kind of idea, and it was it was good. It was fun. Can I just see my freaking trophies? Yeah, my profile, please. I don't want to have premium. I don't need it that badly. Yeah, Jazzpunk was interesting. Life is Strange. I know I mentioned it, but I'm really looking forward to actually sit down and like play through the 5 episodes of that.
Yeah.
It's like it's another like teenage angst, like teenage problems at like a dormitory kind of style, but it touches on some very like mature like problems in life kind of idea. So it's interesting to say the least. That'll fucking add that to the list of that wasn't that good. It's not worth mentioning. That's about it. Oh, The Witness. The Witness.
Yeah, I'm surprised you
didn't mention that. The Witness is definitely up there. It's not top 5 because I haven't gone back to it since, but it's definitely up there in an honorable mention for sure, without a doubt. Enter the Gungeon is up there. Or was that last year at this point?
No, I think that was this year. It was early this year.
Or was it? Yeah.
It was our first episode.
Yeah, well, exactly, right? Yeah. So, yeah, those are probably...
capped off with that.
Yeah, that would have been a nice little
bookend there. In the New Year's. Because I think it just had a free DLC.
Or it is coming out kind of idea. Yeah, one of the two, right? Yeah.
I don't know if it's a new character or what.
I think there's something to that.
Did we ever figure out if we can play that online so I don't have to use like the ghost character?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think that was the argument, is that online is the way to do it.
I think so.
I think, you know what I mean? But like if you play couch co-op, it's that ghost character. But yeah, video gaming was super fun this year, and it cost a lot of money. And
I died.
And it was a good year.
It was a good year.
It was a really good year. Do you have any like dishonorable mentions you want to mention? I can assume that there's probably one that you would mention, but I just want to know if you even want to go down that. like
when the horse is dead, why keep
no, and I don't mean in that sense. I mean, like, is there any game this year that you were like super hyped up for that isn't No Man's Sky that like kind of put you down a bit?
I'm getting really sick and tired of Destiny.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, we both went through that rigmarole, right?
I was excited when the new expansion came out because it really seemed like there was going to be
more,
but
yeah, I know that's yeah. Destiny's definitely up there for me. It was Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. I was super hyped on that because the first one was just so good, and it's not that it's a bad version of it. It's just they changed. They almost went too far with a few changes. Like, I would have almost rather an iteration version than, like, here's a new mechanic kind of idea. It seems like it's Pac-Man. Like, don't go crazy with it. You don't need boss fights. And they're not real boss fights, but, like, you know, like, it's that kind of stuff that I was kind of like, oh, that's kind of a shame.
Like, Destiny Rise of Iron was just...
Like, garbage is rough, but
strong. But I don't know why I expected anything different from that.
Like I think we got suckered in, kind of idea, to the allure of the possibility of kind of idea. I think that kind of, it's no, I think that's kind of it. Like that, and I think that goes to show that like it's been a good year. That other than the debacle that was No Man's Sky. Other than Destiny's quote-unquote new expansion, and me picking on Pac-Man Championship just because I feel like I needed to offer my own version of a disappointment, but really it's not that big a deal, right? Like, so like, other than those two examples...
That seems like a weird sort of game to be upset about.
Well, that's exactly it, right? And I'm just saying it for the sake of saying it, more or less, and I think that's kind of the testament to how good 2016 was, other than, I mean, today I think every year we say like, screw 20XX insert year with the amount of like celebrity deaths that we get and stuff like that. Like this one can't be over fast enough. Like we just had 2 in the last 3 days in George Michael and Carrie Fisher. You know what I mean? Like two polar opposite spectrums of fandom, but like for me personally, like that they both hit kind of equally. You know, we had Prince and David Bowie. We had Leonard Cohen.
Like hit hard because she had her episode, and then and we thought that she was maybe out of the woods, but
exactly right. Like you thought you maybe had faith in it, and sadly that's not. You know, like she succumbed, and it's just like, it's unfortunate. Like you said, like David Bowie, Prince, Leonard Cohen, like. 2016 could probably end even worse at this point with Gordon Downey dying on Christmas Eve, on New Year's Eve. You know what I mean? Like
Patrick Stewart.
And I, on the ride in, that's the one thing I was like, who would be like the most devastating person, like celebrity to pass away in 2017 kind of idea that I would be like absolutely like gutted, and Patrick Stewart was the immediate answer for me, like without a doubt. Like it's like I wouldn't know what to do with myself that day. That day I found out that would happen, kind of idea. Like it'd be a day of mourning for sure, kind of idea. Like the jokes I made about George Michael, and via text, you know, like those would not happen, kind of idea, right? Like that would be like
show some respect.
Yeah, exactly. Like, shut up, man. And it's unfortunate, and it every year we always seem to go through it. And that, I mean, we're at an age now, we're like mid-30s, right? We're getting to that age where like all of our childhood idols and people we looked up to are of that age now.
Yeah.
Right? Like then that it hits hard and it sucks. But 2016 was a great year for video games. And we have to keep positive in life.
Stay positive. 2017 will be better because we're getting a new Zelda that they should have done ages ago. None of that Skyward Sword nonsense.
And Guerrilla Games is looking to make a really super awesome game. Oh, that is in Killzone. And in Horizon Zero Dawn. And like I said, like it's maybe I'm just missing a lot of the news about what's coming out in 2017, but I feel like we're short on news right now when it comes to like upcoming titles. Yeah. Because E3 happens midway through the year. So it's like I don't remember what they announced at last year's E3 that would come out this year at this point. You know what I mean? Like it's wait, sorry, Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2, fall 2017. But it's a Rockstar game, so it might get delayed for 2 years. Who knows? At this point,
2019.
Yeah, exactly. And then the PC version will come out 3 years after that, and like whatever. But yeah, I think that's it for us. We gotta go get ready for supper. We're going to go get some eats and some beers. Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a great Christmas and everything. Santa was good to you, and you had a great time with your family. If you had some time off, like I say, if this episode doesn't go up before New Year's, Happy New Year's. May 2017 be fruitful and prosperous and all that.
We'll see you on the other side.
And we'll see you on the other side. It looks like I may have started a hashtag on the new website called Goss Solo Edition, because that's...
We will ensure that you are not alone.
We will...
For our weekly update.
Exactly, yeah. We'll figure it out.
I'm committing Eric to a weekly update schedule.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I think,
we had Matt as a special guest, so he'll probably
become a permanent fixture. Jason's always available, and we'll do some stuff.
2017 will be a big year for North.
Big year. More wrestling.
Less wrestling.
There was never any wrestling. So there will be more wrestling.
There will be less than 0.
There will be more wrestling because Travis can't control the flow of content for 3 months, so I will.
And Eric has changed the service provider, so I don't even have a login anymore.
I control all. All right, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Have a great New Year's Eve. Be safe. Don't drink and drive.
See you in April.
Bye-bye now.
I'll be back.